Namaste, Emma ji, and everyone. Uh,
Namaste, Daaji.
Good to see you all here.
It's good to all be together with you. How is your heart? Is there anything you'd like to reflect upon before we start questions?
While anticipation of meeting you all folks, I forgot I was supposed to give a talk. So I don't know. I don't know where to start, but somehow we'll manage.
Okay.
I would like to emphasize the importance of this event, Basant Panchami celebrations at Shahjahanpur. Extension of what we begin at Kanha and conclude it at Shahjahanpur on completion of 50 years of Yogashram which Babuji Maharaj built. And we are completely overhauling that property. And I don't feel shy in asking you for your help. I have never hesitated in asking in the past. I used to personally make phone calls to everybody. Please give me something. And so I appeal to you again. And those who cannot, that's all right. I do understand. I would also like to share with you something very concerning, that how fragile is our journey. It's extremely fragile. People often worry about these 5 rings of Maya. So far, what I have seen, these sensual tendencies, seeking pleasures outside, they're nothing in comparison to when it comes to 11 rings of egoism. Ego ultimately is the final test. I have noticed people during Babuji's lifetime how conveniently they dropped out for one reason or the other. During Master's lifetime also, pinpointing things, this is wrong, that is wrong, it should not be like this, it should not be like that. This likes and dislikes creates a lot of ruckus, and likes and dislikes are perhaps rooted in with our ego. So the point C has a lot to do with the mind region. Think over this. Because you may be traveling on this spiritual path for quite some time, if maybe from Lalaji's days, who knows? Another opportunity and you could take rebirth and come in Chariji's lifetime. But nothing is guaranteed. So we have to be on our toes all the time, remain kind of vigilant. Falling from grace when you have tendencies overtakes you while in the heart region is not very big. But when you fall from those heights, God help you. So always be careful. Try to cultivate humility, love, compassion. Be grateful to the masters who had invested their time and energy in uplifting us, nurturing us every moment, and closely embrace us with discipleship. So now you ask me questions. I will try and answer.
Something for us all to reflect on, take to heart. So Raji from Flushing, New York was reading the chapter My Pain from Babaji, and he was asking how these 3 aspects are interrelated: purity, purifying the heart like a mirror, developing ourselves like an ocean of his pain, and cultivating empathy.
Absolutely, they are related. Unless you yourself have gone through pain, you can never develop empathy because you have not experienced the other side. So it is true, it is so true. And all of these weave our destiny, as Babuji Maharaj put it in one of his messages, that it is the purity and purity alone that weaves our destiny with the ultimate. And how are we going to secure that purity unless we remain vigilant, not allowing any intruders like complexities and impurities to get into our system? And if they at all get into our system, we have the magic formula: do the cleaning. Despite of years of practice, when that has not happened, then one has to analyze what is the real goal of your life. Where have we missed out? Sometimes the practice itself becomes too much of an ego, that we are on the highway of evolution. Then that will give you a lot of problems. Many abhyasis, they think, oh wow, we are on Sahaj Marg and we have been initiated to the system. No. And they start isolating themselves and begin to consider themselves as very fortunate and very well advanced. This very thought crucifies us. No one will crucify you except yourself.
Okay. Barbara Jean from Atlanta was reading in Whispers 1994 that Lalaji Maharaj said that no individual's culture was equal to Babuji's. And Charji also said Babuji's culture was so profound that few people could comprehend it. And these comments have been pressing on my mind. I realize I don't know what it means to be a cultured person. I have the idea that Babaji would like to share his culture with us, and especially in time, see it flourish in our centers. So, how do we nurture heartfulness culture in our centers?
Well, you start first with meditation. That is a prescription. Based on his lifestyle and based on his experiences, Babuji gave us this method. Follow it to its core and then see the results. How many of us are able to follow it exactly the way it is? Though you may be meditating in the morning, doing cleaning in the evening, offering prayer at night, what motivates you? What is your attitude towards the Master? Have you accepted him with complete in its entirety? Always question arise even after 50 years of practice. What will you do? First practice. This essence, what Babuji like to instill in us, will flow automatically. When we are in osmosis with his transmission, we are in osmosis with his being, with his inner culture. Referring to what you started with, My Pain, the first chapter in Voice Real, Part 1. Everyone should read it at least every month, once a month, and maintain that level of restlessness. It is sense of incompleteness within us that should create that restlessness. Moment you think you are complete in yourself, why would you remain restless? Restlessness works like a vacuum that draws grace towards yourself. So we have to create that vacuum.
So I'll take that homework diligently. Look up my pain. Okay, Neha from Mississauga was reading in Truth Eternal that Lalaji says, practice merging your disposition of mind into Brahman for some days. And she asks, how do we do this? And how do I recognize the condition of Brahman? And if I did, how do I practice merging?
I think meditation itself takes care of that angle. When we meditate on the divine light in our heart, automatically the state of expansion begins. The state of Brahman or the Brahman condition is nothing but this expansion and contemplation. It becomes automatic. When we are drawn towards heart, when we are absorbed in the spiritual condition, that whatever condition comes, ultimately it begins to expand. Even when we are in the heart region, every condition must expand. And expansion is another name for Brahma. So don't be, please remain confused with Sanskrit words. Brahma only means expansion. What I like to call this is AEIOU. When you have a condition, when you are able to enliven it, it's the beginning of expansion of a spiritual state. The very recognition of your spiritual state helps you make it grow.
So we'll all introspect on what we've received in meditation. Let it expand. In the Heartfulness Way, Volume 2, you say that when we start with confidence, half the work is done. And there's this kind of Goldilocks zone where we neither have too little confidence that we become self-blaming, or too much confidence that we become arrogant. So how do you recommend we remain balanced within this zone?
It's a tough one. Everyone has to decide on their own. Everyone's situation of incompleteness or doubt is very unique. Consolidation of your own doubt has to come from within your heart. Each situation is different. I may have doubts because of something today. Tomorrow, my doubts will have a different flavor, different level of doubts. So I had to decide at that moment how to nullify those doubts by bringing in positivity. And if you cannot do it on your own, take a sitting.
Keeping vigilant. Would you like to take more questions or start
One more
meditation?
question. One more question from children if they would like to. I see a lot of children in St. Louis. Yeah? The-
Namaste, Daaji.
Namaste ji.
Yeah, we have a lot of children. They practice Gitopadesh and Brighter Minds, and they wanted to be here today.
Nice. Tell me.
Anyone wants to ask a question? No, I think they don't have any questions.
Oh, good. So they know everything, that means.
Thank you, Daaji.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So what to do now? Meditate?
Oh, there's one sister. Let me see. There was one sister who is from your Gurukula.
Oh, really? From my Gurukulam?
Yes.
But there were no girls in my Gurukulam, only boys.
Krishna Bhai.
Oh, Raj Mahida. His father was my, you can say he was, you can compare it like a chancellor of a university. His father was my guru. And I referred his name in my first volume, Heartfulness, Volume 1, that he was the guiding force during my early childhood, his father. So, that boy, Raghu, his name is Raghu. Is he there? He's from Chicago, so, they're trapped by snow. Anyway, we'll meditate, Emma.
Okay.
Okay. Please start meditation.